أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا الشمس كورت وإذا النجوم انقدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا الإشار طلت وإذا الوحوش حشرت وإذا البحار سجرت صدق الله العلي العظيم. Lecture number 3, biogeochemical cycle for second year class, and I would like to tell you today two cycles. One is nitrogen cycle and other is carbon dioxide cycle, and most important nitrogen cycle, and that is cyclic activity. When that is very interesting cyclic activity when dead animals and plants die, their death will take place. Fungus will be very happy because fungus will go to decompose that organic matter, mean it will eat nitrogen and will eat some elements, and remaining elements leave in the form of nitrates in humus, and humus consists of that nitrogen or nitrates which present in the dead animals and dead plants, and that humus will be reabsorbed by the plants in the form of the fertilizers, and that nitrogen which was part of animal, which was part of the plant, once again became the part of the living thing. So this is very interesting. Nothing new is found. All things are being recycled. Dead animals and dead plants are the source of nitrogen in the plants, and that nitrogen is the source of the food. So dead things are going to be converted into the food once again. That is amazing. If you see nitrogen cycle, look here, bacteria play this role. For example, I start from nitrogen in atmosphere. Maximum nitrogen present in atmosphere, enough amount of nitrogen, formula is N2, that will come by nitrogen fixation bacteria. Nitrogen fixation bacteria in the family Leguminosae plant. Reason is that because they consist of root nodules which consist of nitrogen fixing bacteria. They are also called root nodules bacteria, but they are basically nitrogen fixed because these bacteria are symbiotic bacteria. They will get the food from the plant, in turn they will provide the nitrate. They will absorb the nitrogen from the atmosphere and they will give the nitrogen to the plants, and that is the one source of the absorption of fixing of nitrogen from the gaseous state to the nitrates, and that will be absorbed by the nitrogen fixing bacteria which exist in the root nodules of plants of family Leguminosae. We go to another type of nitrogen fixation which is done by free living bacteria. They are not in the family Leguminosae. They will also fix the nitrogen and they will give the nitrogen to the nitrates, but they will convert in the first form they will convert into nitrite, then into nitrate. They will be converted into ammonia, that will be go to nitrite by nitrosomonas, and then go to nitrate by nitrobacter. So three type of the bacteria involved to convert atmospheric nitrogen to ordinary plants which are not family Leguminosae plants. Mean that ammonia will be formed here, and then the nitrite will be formed here, and then the nitrates will be formed here by help of nitrogen fixing bacteria and nitrosomonas and nitrobacter respectively, sequence wise ammonia formation, and that is also called ammonifying bacteria. But nitrogen fixing bacteria, overall it is called because they will fix the nitrogen from atmospheric stage to the nitrogen. We'll go back to atmospheric nitrogen fixation by another source, that is a thunderstorm and lightning. You know that when the clouds are lightning, they will provide enough heat, electrical and heat energy, which is able to combine nitrogen and oxygen, and due to which nitrates will come down, and that is also a very important significant reaction, but not enough to fulfill the nitrates requirement of the plant, but that is also ordinary factor. Now I will tell you what is happening here, because the plants will die. That was the point I was discussing, that ammonia to nitrite, the nitrite to the nitrate, Atmospheric nitrogen may go directly to the nitrates, but here in case when the dead plants and dead animals they are dying, for example rabbit is there that is dying, mushroom is a fungus, mushroom is a, they are decomposers. So dead animals and dead plants they will be decomposed, dead animals and dead plants they will be decomposed, dead animals and dead plants they will be decomposed by the fungus, and they will they will be changed the nitrogen into humus form, and the humus will change into ammonia by ammonifying bacteria, which can change into ammonia, and then it will change into nitrosomonas, will change into nitrite, nitrosomonas and nitrite will change into nitrate by nitrobacter. So these are the nitrobacter, and these molecules are the nitrosomonas, and those are those molecules, those bacteria are ammonifying bacteria. So these are a four-step process. I will classify. First of all, the fungus will decompose, then decomposed material will be attacked by ammonifying bacteria, and ammonifying bacteria will change into ammonia. Decomposed material, ammonia will change into nitrite by nitrosomonas, and then the nitrite will change into nitrate, nitrate by the nitrobacter. My dear students, forget that thing to convert the nitrogen into ammonia here in this case directly from atmosphere. You understand this nitrogen goes directly, easier for you to understand to go to nitrate directly by nitrogen fixation, but you must understand, you must remember that is two-way by nitrogen fixation directly from the atmospheric nitrogen. One is biological nitrogen fixation by the symbiotic bacteria in the root nodules of the family Leguminosae, and that one is a free living bacteria, and one is atmospheric nitrogen fixation take place by lightning and the clouds collision. And one more thing which is not written here in the cycle I would like, one is a chemical process you study in Haber process, nitrogen plus hydrogen, that is industrial nitrogen fixation, that atmospheric nitrogen combined with hydrogen to form ammonia, reversible chemical reaction in the presence of Fe2O3 iron 3 oxide catalyst, and that will also participate little bit in converting the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia, and ammonia goes to nitrite and nitrite into nitrate. Now students, I would like to discuss another cycle which is carbon dioxide cycle. It is quite simple one. You know the plants absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and that carbon dioxide goes through stomata into the plants for the photosynthesis process, and carbon dioxide plus water form the glucose. You know glucose formula. So carbon dioxide change into glucose of the carbon, mean that the food you eat, it comes from carbon dioxide which you normally release in expiration. So it is understood with new things are not being formed, old things comes out, like carbon dioxide comes out from our body, and carbon dioxide which comes out our body, that carbon which is useless for our body, that comes again into the plants, useful material for the plants in the photosynthesis. It goes to glucose, and glucose in the plants also participate in the respiration. As I discussed in respiration reaction, glucose plus oxygen gives the carbon dioxide and water, and that carbon dioxide goes out. This is a cycle. The carbon dioxide absorbed in the photosynthesis and goes out in respiration. Similarly, the carbon dioxide plants exhale in respiration. Similarly, in our case, we take oxygen and we release carbon dioxide. Humans being, I make a signal of human body because you will understand better by studying our body. Human release carbon dioxide, and these carbon dioxide goes to the plants, and plants will use for photosynthesis, and then plant will change this carbon into the glucose. Glucose is our food. That food is used by the human, and human release once again carbon dioxide by respiration process. This is one cycle. And another cycle, carbon dioxide taken by the plants in the carbon fixation to be used by photosynthesis, and that will change the carbon into glucose, and glucose will be used by the plants as a food, and plants also release carbon dioxide in case of respiration into the atmosphere. So it is very simple. Photosynthesis and respiration are two exactly opposite processes which are the key of the carbon dioxide cycle. So this is the way by which oxycarbonic acid recycling is going on in our universe. Thank you very much, second year.